Hello Ipswich, I am Tony Marino, your town manager. I'm joined here today with Dr. Brian Blake, Superintendent of Schools, and Colleen Fermon, our Public Health Director. We just wanted to update the town and the residents and business owners as to what's going on in town, where we stand with this COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus pandemic that we've got going on. So I wanted to just give you a few updates from the town side, what's going on. As many of you may know or don't know, Town Hall, along with the schools, is currently closed right now. We still have staff in the building, so we're still able to perform the town functions, but currently we are closed to the public. But if you need something, please call the department heads. They're still there. We're still answering the phones, and it's still business as usual on a limited basis on the inside. We're still able to, process requests. With regard to services in town, JRM is still going to be picking up trash. Transfer station is still open. Obviously, police and fire department are still working their shifts and doing what they need to do. Of course, using safety protocols that they have in place. As everyone probably knows, the governor did declare the schools to be closed for 3 weeks last week. With regard to public gatherings, they need to be 25 or less people, so you can't have any large groups together, 25 or less. And more recently, President of the United States came out and suggested that we keep that number down to 10. So 10 people or less, so don't have any large group gatherings, and move forward with those protocols in place. And also with regard to restaurants, they cannot have people consuming food products inside the restaurants now. So our restaurants and many restaurants around the state are now takeout only. So what I would suggest is, please, if you have the means, frequent our restaurants. The local businesses could certainly use it, and they are available for takeout. I know we've got most of ours are still open. Heart and Soul Cafe, Ipswich House of Pizza, Zeno's, Burrito Spice, Subway, Brown Dog. All of our restaurants are doing takeout only, so please frequent them if you do have the means. They can provide you meals as you need them. At this point, I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Blake to give an update on what's going on with the schools and what their procedures are right now.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Tony. Good afternoon, Ipswich. At this point, all schools are currently closed and tentatively scheduled to reopen on Monday, April 6th. Of course, this will be reevaluated as we get closer to that date. As of yesterday, the central office is also closed to the general public. We'll be working remotely when practical to maintain the operations of the district. All schools are currently being cleaned, disinfected, and closed up room by room to prevent any further contamination. The only areas accessible to the school administrators will be the main offices. All school-owned fields, including the tennis courts, are closed until further notice, and students are not allowed to participate in any type of organized activity on school property. The track will still be open for residents to access for walking. I've asked the Ipswich Police Department to ask anyone on any school-owned fields with the exception of the track to please leave. It's important to note here that the purpose of the school closure is to promote social distancing. Students should not be gathering in groups for any purpose, but rather should be staying close to home with their immediate families. It defeats the purpose of students are having play dates, sleepovers, or even walking around town in close proximity. The CDC indicates that we should maintain a minimum of 6 feet between us. The only way we're going to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19 is by complete social distancing according to the CDC and public health experts. This afternoon, I'll be sending out an update to parents and staff introducing a new website that we've been working on and putting together that has a complete list of resources by grade and/or subject area. Teachers have been working on it over the past 2 days to develop educational enhancement activities that follow our curriculum that students can stay engaged in their education. In many cases, it's actually the Google Classroom that they already are working in with their teachers. Administrators, teachers, and counselors will be available via email during this time to assist parents and students. Our food services program has been serving breakfast and lunches. They're delivering those meals as a grab and go for our students who need them from 11:30 to 12:30 each Monday through Friday. They're being delivered to Rosewood Drive, the Winthrop School, and Agawam Village. And finally, we're working to set up video conferencing capabilities so that we can continue to hold school committee and subcommittee meetings virtually while allowing the public to access our meetings. We'll continue to monitor the situation as it evolves. I continue to speak with the Commissioner of Education, the CDC, and public health officials on a regular basis, and we'll continue to follow their directives. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at bblake@ipsk12.net. Thank you, and I'll turn it back to Tony.
Thank you, Brian. And following along those terms, with the closures of the school fields and playgrounds, we've done the same with the town playgrounds. The fields and those things are still available to walk your dogs and keep the safe distance. But with regard to the playgrounds themselves, they are closed to the public. They've been posted, so please don't bring your children there if you want to play, because they're not available to the public right now for a lot of the same reasons Brian mentioned. So. Right now I'm gonna just an update based on the numbers that we have today, and again this is changing daily, but right now currently in Essex County, per the state's website, there are only 8 cases in Essex County right now, and we do not have any positive tests in Ipswich right now. But again, that's evolving and changing daily, so we'll try to keep you updated on those numbers as well. But I'm going to pass it over to Colleen Fermon right now, and she can give you an update what we're doing on the public health side. Colleen?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in, and I just wanted to answer some questions we're getting regarding cases and how we find out about cases. So if a person is feeling ill, they have a fever, cough, sore throat, or shortness of breath, they're directed to contact their health provider. The health provider will determine whether or not testing is necessary. If someone is tested and it becomes positive, that information is shared with the Mass Department of Public Health and then the local boards of health. The local health department is tracking their online system daily and will continue to do so throughout this situation. If we are notified of a positive case, then the public health nurse will reach out to that person, do some investigation, and give them guidance on isolating at home if possible, or if necessary, they will have to seek medical care. If people are at home, then there's also a question of quarantining close contacts, household members, and that information will also be provided through the public health nurse. We will not share a person's identity if we have a positive case, but we will let the community know if we have cases. So it's important that you understand that people have privacy, but we will share it to the extent that we can with still protecting their privacy. If you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to the Public Health Department. And we also have a lot of guidance information right on the public health right on the town of Ipswich webpage. And right at the top, there is a coronavirus COVID-19 link, and that will send you to guidance documents about how to care for someone at home that's ill, isolation and quarantine guidelines, and other resources. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. We're going to pause for a brief moment now because we have a few other people here. Similar to last time, we've got our Emergency Management Director, Lieutenant John Hubbard here, and our Council on Aging Director, Sheila Taylor here as well. So we will pause briefly for that, and we'll bring in our next guest. All right, welcome back, Ipswich. We've kind of changed it a little bit here. I am now currently joined with Lieutenant John Hubbard. He's our Emergency Management Director, and Sheila Taylor, who is in charge of our Council on Aging and has been working very hard over the last few days. So right now I want to pass it over to Sheila just to give us an update on what we're doing with our senior population and this, even though Town Hall is closed to the public, what services we still have available. Sheila?
Thank you, Tony. It's very important for people to know that the Council on Aging remains open even though people are not allowed into the building. We are all working, we're fully staffed. Outreach services, van services, people are there to answer the phone, and other outside of town transportation as well is still going on. And we want people to call us for any need that arises. We have a number of resources available, and we are happy to connect you with those resources or work on that in the back to get help to you. So please call us. The number is 978-356-6650. The van is running every day. We have been sometimes going to Market Basket or Shaw's twice a day, both morning and afternoon if the demand has been high. We are bringing people to doctor appointments. Many are being rescheduled, but we're still getting people to the doctors, to the hair salon. That remains an important issue for people. And then any other need that comes up for in-town transportation. CADA is still providing medical transportation to out-of-town appointments, and we still have some volunteers that are able to get people. We have been reaching out to many of our seniors that live in the community by phone. We have a number of volunteers that have stepped up, and we are starting to make the phone calls to find out how people are doing, both our vulnerable people as well as the people that we have come to expect to come on a daily basis. We're finding that people are becoming anxious, becoming isolated, and really missing the day-to-day contact that we have. So it's really important to us to maintain contact with people, and we thank our volunteers for being willing to help us with that. That remains a strong priority for us. We want to encourage people to reach out to their neighbors, reach out to your friends, keep in touch, and just stay in touch with everybody. It's the isolation that has become a little bit of a problem right now, and we're all just figuring it out, but it's important for that personal contact. We also have other local resources that I want to let you know about. We are having a mobile market this Friday with the Open Door Food Pantry. Along with volunteers from the Y, we will be delivering packages of groceries that people usually come into the senior center for. They will be prepackaged and delivered to people's homes. We will call people that usually frequent this program that we have. Shaw's, Peapod, and Whole Foods delivers food, and you can do that online if you have the internet access. And if not, we have volunteers that will do grocery shopping, so we encourage you to call us for that reason, and we will do the best we can. Home delivered meals are still being delivered by Senior Care, and they are taking new referrals if you feel that you are eligible, and it's for homebound people before this crisis happened. So there are certain eligibility criteria, but the best thing to do is to call Senior Care, speak to their information and referral staff, and they will screen you to see if you're eligible. Their number is 978-281-1750. And finally, the food pantry is still open. Next week, they will be open their usual Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but next week they are switching to set up a tent outside, and they will have prepackaged groceries there, and people can drive up to the site and either get out of the car, or volunteers will bring groceries to your car, but that's how they're managing, and staff from the Y is helping out with that too, and probably can deliver food to your home. So just important, just please call us. If you have any question, we will find the answer to it. We will find somebody to help you. We have a number of resources available, but it's just important to stay in touch, and stay in touch with your friends and neighbors too. We're here for you. That's really the bottom line. We'll do what we can.
Right. Thank you, Sheila. We appreciate it. And just so everybody knows, Sheila and I are in constant contact daily, multiple times a day, nights and weekends, dealing with these situations and problems as they come up. But we're also making contingency plans. Should the need arise and should there be a further shutdown or other things happen, we do have plans in place, and we're ready to mobilize other resources and volunteers. And I want to thank everybody, all the Ipswich residents, for reaching out, both Sheila, myself, public health, everybody with regard to volunteering time and volunteering services. We appreciate it. We'll be reaching out to people on an as-needed basis as we move forward, but right now all the needs are currently being met with what we have. So I want to thank again the generosity and the volunteerism here in Ipswich is great, so thank you. And lastly, last but not least, I want to introduce our Emergency Management Director, Lieutenant John Hubbard. He'll give us an update on what's going on at the state level and our local response.
Thanks, Tony. As I said last week, we're still coordinating weekly and daily with MEMA and FEMA. This has been declared a federal emergency by the president, which has activated FEMA, much as it would during a natural disaster like the nor'easters that we experience. That means that while this is going on and afterwards, there could be some reimbursement for the town if there's any additional expenses. So we're keeping track of those right now. We're monitoring the situation closely. We've gone over all our plans that relate to these types of events. If anything further should happen, we feel like we're very prepared to mobilize if we need to, and we're just monitoring the situation if any needs come from the town, and we're working with our local partners for whatever they may need from us. So as of right now, we're monitoring the situation and trying to stay updated for whatever we may need to do to assist.
All right. Thank you, John. That's all we have for now, Ipswich. I just want to thank you for your time. Rest assured, even though Town Hall is closed and the schools are closed, we're still here. we're still working, and we're here to answer your questions or any concerns you may have. We will keep these updated programs coming probably every 2 or 3 days, and also keep an eye on our website. We'll be putting out updated posts and information on there as well. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good day.